Sir, may I come in?
Aye. Come, Nawaz.
Thanks, sir.
Ready, come.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir.
Is this your first interview?
No, sir. This is my first. This is my third attempt and my second viva.
Did you appear last year?
Yes, sir. I appeared last year.
How much did you score?
So I scored a total of 784.
No, in interview.
In interview, I scored sir pretty low, 142.
142 is low going by the numbers that they get.
Exactly.
What went wrong in that interview?
Sir, to be honest, from my perspective, the interview was fine. I was in the Pego sir panel, Gyanasham Pego. So I was able to answer whatever he asked. But sir, I don't know what went wrong. And sir, maybe sir, he asked me some technical questions. Those questions I was not able to answer. Like sir, I did my master's in MBA. So he asked me something, and also he retired as a finance secretary, if I'm not wrong. So he asked me something related to the finance department, and also my dad used to work in the finance department also. So maybe that formed a negative opinion about me in his mind.
Unfortunate, because usually technical questions are not usually asked, but if they asked you, must have been. How did you do your papers this year?
So the written went fine.
Written was
Yes, it was fine.
it's better than last year.
No, sorry, they were at par, to be honest.
So last year also probably you did well.
Sir, my written was fine. I scored a bit less in the essay part. The GS paper, they were fine. I scored above 100 in all the GS papers. So I scored pretty low in interview and essay, and so I couldn't make it to the final merit list for 6 marks.
Okay. So have you had any mock interviews?
No, sir. This is going to be my first mock interview. I mean to say this time.
When is your interview? Final interview?
Sir, 26th, next Tuesday.
Usually I suggest people not to take any mock interviews immediately before. But since you haven't had any, you can take one mock interview, but not more than one.
Yes, sir, exactly. Sir.
Don't take more than one mock interview, because the time is very short for you to change now. So if you want to take one mock interview, but not more than that.
Even my friends are suggesting that at the most, like, give 2 mock interviews at the most. Don't go beyond that.
No, it won't help you.
Yes, sir.
Mock interviews will help you only if you've taken them 15-20 days before.
Yes, sir.
Because if they suggest anything for any change, it requires some time for you to change. It will be difficult for you to change.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with your, are you working anywhere?
Yes, sir. I'm working in the government of Assam itself. I'm working as a junior inspector cum auditor in the Department of Handloom and Textiles, Ambari. So I joined my service last year through ADRA. So it has been like 1.5 years since I've been working.
So few things I'd like to suggest, since you already appeared once.
Yes, sir.
It is unfortunate they asked you technical questions. Usually they don't ask technical questions, but hopefully this year they won't. What they are looking at is more of your awareness than knowledge.
Exactly, sir.
Technical questions are more in the realm of knowledge than awareness. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the difference between awareness? Awareness is about knowing what is around you now, not about what you studied 10 years ago.
Yes, sir.
So, since you are working in the handloom department, you should know about the handloom related issues in the state.
Yes, sir.
There you can't plead ignorance. Since you're working there,
yes, sir.
you should be able to understand what are the issues related to handloom, what according to you are major issues that concern handloom sector in Assam.
Yes. So you're asking me that
Yeah,
question?
I'm asking that.
Okay, sir. In the past 1 year that I've worked in the handloom sector, I've come to know that most of the weavers, we cater to the weavers. Okay, so most of the weavers, they are like part-time weavers. They are not fully engaged in the handloom sector. Like most of the time, they are like farmers. They go and work in their farms, and then during the night time or during some specific season, they work as weavers. And secondly, sir, handloom sector or like weaving is not a very remunerative job. So because of that, they have to search for additional like employment or other revenues. And also, sir, professionalism is a bit low amongst the weavers. So these are the problems that I have seen on behalf of the weavers.
Good answer. So you've listed out major problems. Now, the next question that could ask of you is, and if you don't have an answer, don't give me now. Yes. What are the possible way forward? How do you handle these issues?
Okay.
You don't have to answer me now,
Okay.
but think over it, because this sort of a questioning will happen in any other case also.
Okay.
So not merely in handloom, you're living in a particular district, so you should know the problems of that district. What has the government done to take care of those problems? What is the possible way forward? You must think about it.
Okay.
Similarly, what are the major issues affecting the state, problems with the state? Within the state, you have flooding problem, you have infrastructure problem, you have environment related problem, whatever issues, you should be able to list them out. You should also be aware, as I keep saying, they're looking at your awareness level, not knowledge. And any citizen living in the state should know what are the problems, what has the government done for those problems.
Yes.
So some of the schemes that government has, you should be able to know, understand and explain that these are the sets of schemes that are at issue.
Yes.
And then what are the shortcomings in the steps that the government has taken.
Yes, sir.
And then what is the possible way forward. So this sort of a discussion could happen.
Yes, sir.
If they catch on a particular area and start asking questions. Second, you should, as I said, be aware of what is happening in all these contexts, in handloom context, in the state context, in the cultural context. Look at the newspapers of past 2 months and read the editorial page.
Yes.
Because that will give you awareness about the current issues as well as how to analyze those issues. Because more than anything else, all these editorials are written by people who know the subject,
experts,
and they know how to express them. So it will benefit you in terms of understanding those issues. It will benefit you in terms of presenting those issues.
Yes, sir.
And this takes me to the next point, that constitute WhatsApp group of people who are appearing, your friends here, sitting here,
Yes, sir.
who are also appearing. And since it is on 26th, you have still 7-8 days.
Yes, sir.
Every day have discussions. Because now the effort should be to speak as much as you can. Because while preparing for the civil service exam, you are only reading and writing. You're not speaking. And this interview is all about speaking.
Exactly.
So you should spend as much time speaking with your friends, within your family, but more with people who are appearing in the civil service, because they are on the same platform.
Sure.
And for that discussion, you can select topics from the editorials that you read.
Yes.
So if you do that, you'll be able to brush up many things, and you'll be able to update yourself regarding the events that are happening in the state, outside the state, adjoining the state, national level. What are the issues? They will ask.
Yes, sir.
They will, since your background is management, finance management,
Yes, sir.
they could ask you a question on how is management going to help you in the civil service? Why didn't you join private sector, which pays better?
Yes, sir.
You should have a good answer
Yes,
to give why you haven't gone to the private sector, which is better paying than the government sector,
Yes, sir.
and you are choosing to become a government servant.
Yes, sir.
Because most of the management graduates, they try and go to the private sector, but that appears to be more lucrative than
Yes, sir.
the 1 year. So what is your answer to that? What would be your answer?
Sir, it was all planned out. And sir, while I was doing my HSS, that is higher secondary, or when I was in my 12th, back then itself, I like sorted out that I will go for civil services. So because my main source of inspiration were my parents, who were both like civil servants.
Good. So this is a very good reason for you to think in terms of becoming a civil servant.
Yes, sir.
So your inspiration to become a civil servant came from your
Exactly,
parents who were also civil servants.
Yes, sir. So I did my graduation in sociology, because back then I did not have a much clear idea about the subjects, and also I was quite immature back then. So my parents, they told me that I should go for sociology because it serves as a good subject for the optionals. So that's why, sir.
What are your parents doing?
So my father, he retired as a financial advisor from the office of the director, fire and emergency, and my mother, she is a postgraduate teacher.
Okay.
In a school.
So this to my mind is a very good reason for you to consider becoming a civil servant.
Yes, sir.
And no one will dispute that.
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes people don't have a good reason why they want to become civil servant.
Sure.
So there you saw your parents' work and you saw the opportunities and the potential.
Yes, sir.
And you decided to become a
Yes,
civil
sir.
servant. That's a very, very good answer.
Yes, sir.
That's a good answer.
And sir, I did my MBA because I wanted to have a second option. Like, if not civil services, then what? And also, sir, a management degree, it always comes handy. So it doesn't matter the career option I choose. Even if I get into civil services, a management degree will surely help, because management is all about how we bring out the best possible circumstance or scenario from limited resources. So I believe that whatever experience I have, it will surely help me in my journey as a civil servant.
Good. So one thing you should do next 10 days is speak, look in front of a mirror and speak.
Okay, sir.
Because why I'm saying that? Because your eye contact is not there.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
You look below.
Agree, sir.
So once you look at the mirror, you will be able to know. You will have to look at yourself.
Sir.
You will get into the habit of looking at yourself.
Okay, sir.
Then whoever you are talking to, the eye contact has to be not look down, but look in front.
So that forms a negative opinion if I'm looking.
Not necessarily a negative opinion, but I mean, it is better if you look at the person you're talking to. There's nothing negative. You don't have to worry about it.
Sir.
But if you look at the person you're talking, he feels better.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Agree.
Take care.
Okay. Sir, I would like to ask one more question. Sir, you said that I need to be aware of the government schemes and the shortcomings in them, and also like possible solutions for that. Sir, I would ask one question. You are asking me to identify the shortcomings in government schemes. Isn't it equivalent to like criticizing the?
You have to. You have to be aware of what are the shortcomings with a view to improving them. It is not merely the shortcomings.
Yes, sir.
So it's always better to be aware of what is not right.
Sir, but sir, if I point out directly that
no, directly it depends on how you mention. You say so much good is happening, so much has happened, but this can also happen.
Exactly.
These
are
the
possible steps to improve.
So it's a question of how you structure it. Don't start by negative things. Yes. Start by positive things. This is what government has done. This is what has done. But this also can be done.
Yes, sir.
This is a shortcoming. Okay, it depends on how you present it.
Yes, sir. Right.
All the
Thank
rest.
you, sir.
Right.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated.
Right.